What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 summary preview analysis. Today, guys, is a very exciting day as we are now finally into Season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens, or we're going to be into Season 2 in just a little bit, as today we are going to be going over the summary, the preview, and the analysis for episode 53 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. Guys, I'm very jittery right now. I am very excited to be getting into this with you guys. I mean, we're into season 2 already, and there's so many questions that are going to come with this season, about the Goha siblings, about what Otis's motives are, what ended up happening in the last season, and just overall just new characters. One character we're going to be going over today, which I'm very excited about as well. We just got a lot of stuff to be hyped for season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7. So without further ado, let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. Here we go, guys, the episode 53 summary. The title is Let's Do This, Rush Swirling. Rush duels are now booming thanks to the Team Battle Royale tournament. Taking advantage of this, Luke tries to force people to join his Rush Duel club. Luke later catches a boy who is watching his duel from a bush. The cast list, we have Yuga, Luke, Gakuto, Roman, Kaizo, Swirly, Otes, President Drone, Mimi, Flash Umiko, Secretary, Tiger, Ron's, Renosuke, Riku, and Katsu, which, if I had to guess, because again, I'm bad when it comes to names, I'm pretty sure these two kids are Yuga's friends. You remember back in the first opening of the show, which that's another thing too, is that we're getting opening 2 very soon as well, and I'm very excited for that as well. But I believe these two kids were in that opening with Yuga, when they're running down the hallway and Gakuto kind of blocks them, and then, they do that weird walk towards the other direction. I think that's who these two kids are, but I could be wrong on that. But that's the summary and cast list for episode 53 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens. General thoughts on the summary and the cast list. Before we get into the summary part, actually, let me go over some notable names from the cast list that I really want to talk about real quickly. The first one is President Drone. Now, the reason why I'm very interested in his dialogue is because we know the Goha siblings are going to be a part of this arc. So it would be very interesting if maybe during this episode, Mimi might be talking about how popular Rush Duels has been since that Team Battle Royale arc, and obviously President Drone does not like Rush Duels. The whole entire show for him, or for this Drone as a character, is to get rid of Rush Duels. That is been his motive since the beginning. I mean, they ended up taking in that little notebook that said, "We will destroy Rush Duels," or "My Guide on How to Destroy Rush Duels." And obviously, he took that because he wants to get rid of Rush Duels. That has been his whole entire motive. So who really knows? Something I would really like to see with President Drone, which I don't think will actually happen, I would like him to actually contact the Goha siblings. I think that would actually make it very interesting if President Drone himself actually gets a hold of the Goha siblings, and maybe he just does his laugh and he is able to contact them, and then that's where it leads, and maybe we get back into the actual main part of this episode, because we do know that none of the Goha siblings are going to be speaking in this episode, which is completely fine. We didn't need to get into them right away. I know a lot of people would have liked to actually get introduced to them right off the get-go, but that's not going to happen. It doesn't really make any sense for them to actually do that. I feel like they're going to wait either in the next episode or in episode 55. That's where they're going to be more focused on these new characters. So I'm not surprised that we didn't see any of the Goha siblings, but that doesn't mean you couldn't still have President Drone contacting them and saying, "You know what? Come down to earth. I don't think I can do it by myself for the time being. I want you guys to take care of this." And maybe that's the case, but obviously he's going to do that with his laugh instead of actually speaking like that. I feel like that would make no sense. But obviously they will be talking and then cut off to that. Well, that's what I'm really hoping for. And then the other thing to note is Otes. Otes is going to be on the cast list this episode, which means he's going to appear in this episode. I really do hope that this isn't just a flashback scene. I really hope it isn't, because I want to learn some more things about Otes. I think this is the most interest I've had in Otes probably this entire show. Don't get me wrong, he's an interesting character from the beginning, but I don't know, like I think ever since that whole uninstalling Rush Tools thing has become a concept with his character, it makes me more fascinated to learn why he's doing this. Like it just seems still out of the blue that he's wanting to get rid of Rush Tools, even though he's been the biggest support to this since the beginning. So hopefully it isn't him just in a flashback, and maybe it's actually him speaking in this episode, whether if he speaks on why he wanted to uninstall Rush Tools or what the case might be. I want to learn why in the world he did that. Every time Otes appears on this cast list, that is the only thing I want to see. I want them to explain why in the world did he want to get rid of Rush Tools when his whole entire thing has been trying to help Yuga grow Rush Tools. Like that is something that I want to learn as soon as possible, but I doubt it. I'm really afraid that it's just going to be a flashback scene. That's all I just don't want. I would like to see maybe if he interacts with other characters or such. I don't know who else he would really interact with. Maybe he interacts with President Drone. I really doubt it, but I don't know. Like I want to actually hear some dialogue from him in regards to Rush Tools, not just a stinking flashback. I don't want to see that, but other than that, I think that's the only other noticeable name. I guess Flash Umiko is in this, which I can bet her whole thing is going to be explaining how popular Rush Tools has been, like talking about how much Rush Tools has grown since the Team Battle Royale arc. That's what her whole purpose is going to be in this episode, or at least that's what I'm going to be predicting. So that's it for the notable characters. And I know there's one name that you guys are gonna just probably yell at. What about this character? We'll get into that when we're talking about the summary. But the summary is very interesting. The summary sounds like it's just gonna be similar to episode 27, where Luke was trying to create this club for Rush Tools. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful of getting members into the group until the end of the episode, where he was able to get Yuga, Gakuto, and Roman to actually join the group, or join the club. And now he's trying to force people to join his club, seemingly again, which is very interesting. Based off of what that says, he's trying, and when he says tries to force people to join his Rush Tool team, it's still not working out for him. He's not able to get any other people into his club. And that's very interesting to actually think about this, is because how is he not getting people to join his Rush Duel club? This is the guy who won the tournament, yet he's still struggling to get people to join his Rush Duel club, which is hilarious to me, that the king of duels right now is having a hard time in getting people to get participated into Rush Duels or into his Rush Duel club. So I find that kind of hilarious. But the most interesting about this, other than that, which, again, this is an old concept we saw from episode 27, which was the start of the third arc. We see in this or in this summary as well, Luke later catches a boy who is watching his duel from a bush. So Luke is going to be dueling in this episode. Who is he dueling? I have literally no idea. It's probably, it would be funny if he's dueling Riku or Kashu, which is obviously, in my opinion, I believe Yuga's friends. Maybe he beats one of those friends and he sees this kid Swirly looking for him in the bush, because that has to be the kid that's in this bush, is Swirly or Guru. I don't understand why they're changing the names of this again. I really do not understand this. This is the third time that this has happened, where in these cast lists that I've been reading, which, by the way, shouts to DMC for actually translating these summaries and cast lists. I don't think I've ever given them a shout out before. I'm going to give him a shout out now. Shout out to you, but are you translating something different, my bud? Because this is the third time this has happened. Luke has had a name change, Schwer had a name change, and now Swirly is a name change. Obviously, the original name from Luke was Rook, or at least that's what YGO was calling it. Same with Schwer and Swirly, which were from YGO organization, Chevelle and Guru. So that's very interesting that this cast list did change that name. I don't know why it's getting changed, but there's nothing, I can't really ask why, or say like that's wrong, because maybe that's how it is translated. I have really no idea, but that's definitely something interesting that they're calling him Swirly. I really have no idea, but that's very interesting. So Luke is going to find this kid in a bush, and if I'm gonna say something that's gonna happen with this scene, he's probably gonna do Guru Guru. Maybe he's shy and he doesn't like really like to get in front of a crowd or something like that. Maybe he's a very nervous kid and Luke is trying to get his spirits up by dueling him. Maybe that's the case that's going to happen, is Luke is going to be dueling this Guru Guru kid, which, by the way, if Luke ends up dueling in this episode against this kid, Luke is winning. There's no way they're going to get rid of his King of Duels title right off the bat like that. It would be very weird to make him lose in the first episode. I know a lot of people want Luke to lose because he's been undefeated since the beginning, but I don't think this is going to be the duel that happens. I do think Luke will lose. I really am holding that out that he loses, because that would be pretty disappointing if he stayed undefeated the entire time. I don't like characters that stay undefeated. Looking at Yusei and Yusaku, who were undefeated in their entire dang show. So hopefully Luke doesn't end up following that whole trend with the other characters. But other than that, there's really not much to talk about this episode, to be completely honest. I mean, it's fine because this is literally the first episode of the arc. They're not going to really do that much. I'm surprised I was able to talk about as much as I already did. I mean, to be fair, you talked about President Drone and what his potential is to be with the Goa siblings, and then, the whole Otes situation that's happening, and then even a new character in the firm, a Guru Guru, which is what I'm going to be calling him, by the way, like how I've been trying to call him Schwer, or Chevelle. Now I've gotten the habit of calling him Schwer because of the fact of what the cast list is giving me, dude. But other than that, I think that's really going to be it. Again, there's nothing much to talk about, but again, first episode, there's not going to really be that much, but I am still very excited for this episode. It's the first episode of the new season. Of course, I'm going to be hyped for this episode, and with all that being said, that is going to be it for this summary preview analysis. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this summary, cast list, and preview for this upcoming episode. What do you think President Drone is going to be doing in this episode, and Otes? Those are definitely the two interesting names that are going to be in this episode, especially since, with the Goha siblings probably having some contact with President Drone, it's going to be very interesting. The whole case with Otes is going to be very interesting if they do touch on that more. So just let me know what you guys think their role is going to be in this episode. Do you think President Drone is going to contact the Goa siblings or not? And do you think Otes is going to be actually speaking in real time, or is it going to just be a flashback? Let me know what you guys think of Guru Guru, and do you think he's going to be dueling Luke in this episode? If you think he's going to be dueling in this episode, let me know who you think is going to win that duel, and just let me know your overall thoughts on this. And as an added bonus, do you think this arc in particular is going to stay another 13-episode arc as just an early prediction, or do you think they'll finally listen to us and actually change the 13-episode arcs? I would love to know all your guys' thoughts on this topic down below. But guys, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.